This content is for educational purposes only. What you do with this information is at your own risk. Thank you for watching. Enjoy.
How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today's video, we're going to be trying to set up the community pack for the Game Boy Online. So let's go ahead and check it out. Okay, so I have about 1 hour before I go into work, but I've been trying to get this video out there since I posted my Game Boy Color pack one. And it's been on the back of my mind ever since, because I made 2 different videos on this for y'all. And you can either have regular Game Boy or you can have a Game Boy Color. And I did see the comments where it would have been nice to have a together pack of both. And that's actually what I tried to do in the first place. I had made a mega pack first for y'all, even though I had on the back of my mind that it wouldn't have worked in the first place. Because if you've seen my previous videos on the other apps, I do mention that the more titles you add, the more likely it's going to fail. And this is where we're at here. Made the mega pack. Everything boots fine except for any titles. As soon as I click a title, it crashes. So the best I could do at the time was make 2 different packs for y'all, but I can understand how it would be frustrating to switch between both. Now here we are. On my previous video, I mentioned that I would like to see if we can come together and make a community pack. So I was talking in the video that if there was a way where we can have like a voting poll or a list where we can vote on, and it would allow y'all to try and come together and pick the titles that you would want the most, and I can try and combine the packs together. And then we'd have a community pack. And probably leave the other packs as well for those of y'all that would just rather have one or the other. So as I was talking about that, I did have a comment from one of the members of the community, and they gave their idea, which I'll probably put on the screen somewhere. And they had along the lines of what I was talking about as well. Some type of list where we can vote on. And this is what I've come up with so far. So I made a Google spreadsheet, and I try my best to keep it simple. So this is what it looks like. There's going to be a link in the description down below of this video, and I'll most likely post it on the community tab, just so we can have multiple options to try and figure this out. So as far as I got with this is what it looks like. So I have a complete list of USA and Europe titles of the Game Boy regular. So if we scroll down, it'll be from numbers through A through Z. And if we continue to scroll down, there's about 500 in the list, 514 of the regular Game Boy titles. And then as soon as you pass that, you'll have a Game Boy Color list, which also has a numbers A through Z as well. Now, this is where it might get a little bit complicated for us, because right here on the side, I couldn't really figure out a better way on how we can vote. I would like to have had a vote where everybody picks, and I'll go with the highest numbers of the voted title, and that would be easier. So since I'm not really smart on that, this is my first time doing this. This is as far as I got. So I have this column here that says vote here, and the other columns will say check the boxes of the game you want. So on top of this being as complicated as I'm making it sound, this is where I think it's also complicated to come together as a community. I would like for everybody that comes into this spreadsheet to be mindful of others and honest with your choice. So for example, let's say whichever one of y'all comes into this list, and you want, let's say, the Spider-Man title. So you check this box, and then you want Joust. So that'll be stuck there, and once I open the pack, or this list again, I'm sorry, I'll be able to see the check marks that y'all guys left. That seems theoretically, because I've never done this, I've already tried it with my son's email account, and I was able to check boxes and I could see them. So that's as far as I got. But what I'm trying to get with y'all is that if there's a box that already has a check mark on it and it's a title that you want, you could just leave it checked, because then I'll have the option already there. So I would appreciate it for those of y'all that check boxes to be really honest about your answers and only check the titles that you want. And please don't uncheck somebody's titles. So that's why I said it's a little bit complicated, and I hope we can come together in this route. And the last thing I want to mention is that I really don't know the threshold of how many titles that could be. So at the moment of this video, I'm going to say that the maximum threshold that I'm going to allow at this moment is 60 titles. So there's going to be 60 titles of Game Boy. I'll probably leave it somewhere on the screen or somewhere on here. 60 titles of Game Boy that y'all can choose from. And then 60 titles of the Game Boy Color. So I hope it works out for everybody. And just to remind y'all that to be mindful of others' decisions. And if there's a title that you don't like that somebody picked, just please leave the check mark. After there's 60 titles, I will choose from them, or maybe we can go from there. After the titles chosen, I can probably choose on a random generator. I don't know. But we're going to figure it out. But again, please be honest with your answers, and hopefully don't check all the boxes. I hope that doesn't happen. But we're just trying to come together as a community and make the community pack. So I think it's pretty cool. If this works out, I'll probably do it for the other console apps as well. Because like I said, I was just generating a random list from Google. And I'm pretty sure there's some titles that I add in my packs that maybe people don't even want. And this will most likely narrow it down to what you like. And that's what matters to me more. This is something that I do for y'all. So hopefully we can do this right, and let's see how it works out. So let me go ahead and uncheck do I have anything checked. That's pretty much it, guys. So good luck, everybody that attempts to try and do this together. Oh, and I forgot to mention that the threshold is 60. I don't know how much more or less we can add. This is just a general number that I have came up with just to keep it simple. However, if there is more than 60 titles that y'all have checked, I will be considerate and I will try all of the titles that everyone picks. So just keep in mind that I'm only going to do 60 titles as the threshold, but if the app can handle more, of course I will add all the titles that everybody checks. But we're going to see how it goes from here. And of course, if 60 is the max amount, I will try to again look at the most popular titles and see, and we'll figure it out together. That's the point. We're doing this together. So, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.